Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smother. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can't be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the Jews like taught you. It's on you, tell the truth.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimberly with the Unseen Twisted Truth. We are the People's Podcast. If you support you, we will support you. I have more people hopping on. My other guest, Joya, she's just now getting done with her client's hair, and she's hopping on. And then I have, how do you want to be known? King Creole?
You can just say Creole.
Creole. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have sub come on in a few minutes too. Everybody's getting ready to come on. So we're gonna talk about low vibration. But right now I have to bless the show real quick before we get into anything. Yeah. You want to tell everybody about you real quick so people can?
Yeah, sure, man. Artist name King Creole, paying homage to and respect to the family and my ancestors in Louisiana of Creole descent, partially broken French, all of that dirty South down in the bayou. I enjoy making gumbo. I have chickens from the South in Third Coast in Houston, Texas. And I also make music. So you can find me, King Creole, on any streaming platform. It's the real King Creole on IG. That has a link that'll take you wherever you're trying to get to, whether you're looking for music, whether you're looking for merch, or whether you're just looking for me in general. I don't really fit into a box genre-wise, but I guess you could say it's more like R&B, soul, with hip-hop tones to it as well. But yeah, other than that, man, that's really about it. I'm thankful that Kimberly brought me on the show. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, it seems like good vibes. So I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, the universe connected you and I. I stumbled across one of your videos of some sort, and then I spoke to you universal, and I spoke to you about spiritual stuff, and we connected on a whole another level of freeing ourselves. So, yeah,
absolutely. No, it was good, great conversation. Like I said, yeah, it just happened. She clicked and commented, and conversation started. I liked where the conversation was at, and saw what was going on that end, and yeah, just had a lot of respect for it, and so yeah, here we are.
Energy. Yeah, no, peace and blessings for everyone. Peace and blessings. Everybody has to live in a higher vibrational state. We're going to talk about low vibration tonight. Miss Joya, are you?
Yes.
You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Well, I'm Joya Benion from Pontiac, born on the Eastside. I'm a nurse assistant. I do hair. I'm also a child mentor. I'm a grandmother, mother of 4. I'm very bubbly, blunt. I don't bite my tongue for nobody. I like to crack jokes. I'm full of life. Very positive person. And bouge ghetto, I should say. That's the best way I can put it.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. What I loved most, though, about you is that you kept everybody's attention. You kept everybody's attention for like 3 hours one day.
Ooh. Oh, that standoff.
I don't know how you did it, but you were like, and then I look back to that whole week, you were like news crew for Pontiac, I swear. You had people tapped in on what was going on.
Yeah, I could be a little nosy, but I'll be at the right place at the right time. Sometimes,
Anybody want to know any kind of news, get a hold of Joya. She would happen to be there at the right spot. It was like 2 weeks straight. 2 weeks straight. You were just like boom, 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 boom. And I was like, what? I gotta reach out to this lady. The universe is speaking to her. She kept the attention over 30 different people, and it got, how many shares did that video get?
Too many. 1.7, maybe more, because it was like 4.5 people on there. So yeah.
She was the whole channel. She was channel 7942.
Broadcasting live from everywhere.
And you know what the whole thing, everybody had to feel bad for Kitty. That cat. He just wanted to get warm, and everybody was kicking him out of their house.
Whiskers was on the road too.
Oh, man.
Whiskers was working for the police, trying to get the people up out of there.
The cops were busting into people's houses, and Whiskers was like, "Let me in here too."
Right.
People are throwing that cat outside the house. That cat's like, "Wait a minute, that cat went back in that same house twice."
And ended up making his way down here to my backyard. I said, Whiskers, head back to the other lot.
That's so funny.
Back to the other lot.
That's so funny.
Well, I'm cooking for my kids. I had a busy day today. Cheerleading meetings and stuff. So I'm going to be moving a lot. But I can multitask.
It's all right. I ain't mad at you. Honestly, I ain't mad at you. I didn't know if you were able to stream this to your thing. You want to share it on Facebook real quick so people can tap in so we can get some comments back and forth.
Oh, let me see how I do this.
You can just, I shared it on my page. You could just share it from my page. But this way we can get some of the people coming in, because I'm telling you, you drew that crowd in big time. Like, I don't know how you did it, but 3 hours is a long time to hold that phone out the window.
My arm was tired as hell. And you know what? I got people cashed at me. So they done brought me some food or whatnot.
That's dope.
To my kids anyway. So I got a lot of recognition on that. And then I was shocked it went to Instagram too, on a little Detroit news, all that. So that was shocking. I was like, oh wow. You'd be amazed.
She went viral real quick. It was fast too. And I kept seeing it, and I was like, I'm not gonna share it yet. I'm just gonna wait. And it kept on coming around. Like, I better share it.
Right. I'm trying to see if I do this stuff. Let me see.
So, Sub to Pro, you want to introduce yourself?
Let me get a quick mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes, we can.
All right. Yep. It's me, Sub the Pro. Detroit representative. Love Michigan, period. But being a yak, I be in Flint. So I basically stay out the way. I'm doing music. I'm plotting. Y'all see shit next year. That's what's up.
I ain't mad.
Right.
So, King Creole, when you hear a low vibration, what do you think?
Man.
Low vibration life.
Man, to me it just sounds like stuck. Just inactive, sedentary, whatever you want to call it, but just remaining in the same position. I think everybody goes through like a period of it. I don't think anybody is like immune to it. It's just phases. We all move in seasons. There's a certain season for everything, and sometimes you can get stuck in that low vibration as to where it's just you're satisfying just the base needs. You're in just survival mode, not really thinking about, hey, what's future, what's next, what's the forward motion. So that's when I hear that low frequency, low vibration, it just sounds like you just stuck. You just stuck. You're at the bottom, like that low, that bass, just down at the bottom.
Yeah. Sub to Pro, what's your perspective of it when you hear low vibration? Sub?
Oh, you say, hold up.
Anyways, I was gonna read something when it got my time around. I just want to keep it going because of the audio.
Yeah.
So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you back.
My bad. I was trying to get the mic different, but nah, as long as y'all can hear me, cool. But low vibrational is really when you just the opposite of high, and it don't necessarily have to be anything negative, but usually you are in a negative place. You're not in a positive state. You're not really feeling shit, or you feeling very destructive. And a lot of people look at low vibrational like it's fucked up or unnecessary. It's just a state. And like King Creole said, like everybody go through it. So I think being positive or being high up or being successful, a lot of times as humans, we just forget that there is a other side to this. And when we going through it, it's about how you deal with being low vibrational, how you deal with being depressed, stressed out, anxious, all that shit. Not letting it make you want to fuck other people's lives up. It's already bad that you don't feel how you should. It's basically like internalizing and going and doing the shadow work, reflecting on self and not projecting that on the other people.
True.
Joya, what's your opinion when you hear low vibration?
You negative as hell.
You
negative as hell, and stay the hell away from me until you get yourself together. I don't need that spirit around me right now. And we all have our moments when if I ain't feeling right, I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna get into my little chill until I get out of it. You know what I'm saying? That goes to I need to meditate. I'm a meditating person. You know what I'm saying? I meditate, I sage, I open up my windows, let all the demons out when certain people come, because I do hair too. When some people come over, certain people energies, I'm gonna say, get your spirit up out of here. But people that's low vibrational, they always angry for no reason. Wake up angry. Please stay away from me, because I'm gonna tell you how I feel and tell you about yourself in your face too. And then again, stay away from me. I don't stay away from negative, low vibrational people, because you never know what somebody's going through. And then if you're depressed and going through a mental state, say something. Because ain't nobody Creole ain't gonna figure anything out. Say something, because you never know what somebody has something positive to tell you to get out your low vibrational moment.
Facts.
Yeah.
Or like she said, stay the fuck away from people until you're ready to deal with them.
Facts.
Yeah. Pull back. figure out what's going on.
Fall the fuck back. That's the thing. When you have to deal with your own ugliness, it's gonna force you to want to be right with people. So go back in. Go the fuck in and deal with you.
So I want to tell people what the chakras first are. The chakras are wheels that refer to the energy points in your body. They are thought to be spinning disc of energy that should stay open and aligned. They should. Doesn't mean they always will. So they help, and they affect major parts of your nerves of your body. They major organs. They are areas of your energetic body that affected our emotions and our physical well-being. Now, the root chakra, that is the chakra that's at your spine, and it provides you with a base of function of life. Keeps you grounded. Now, it helps you feel grounded, able to withstand all challenges of life when it's open. Now, when the root chakra is blocked, the root chakra can affect your adrenal glands, your colon, your kidney, your skeletal bones, muscles, Your arterial blood flows. Arterial blood flows through the left chamber of the heart, carrying the oxygen and nutrients to the body tissues. The root chakra provides the links between your energetic system and the physical world and its bases in our lives, our life forces. Some of the physical symptoms of a root chakra blockage include sluggish, colon issues, bladder issues, and issues with elimination of properly going to the bathroom. Lower back problems, left arm, leg, and foot issues, inflammation, cramping, and prostate issues. Now, when your root chakra is blocked, you have difficult sleeping, constipation, bowel issues, weight gain or loss, weakness of your immune system, or your immunity. There is no immune system. Immunity, fatigue, issues in the lower body, including the lower back, legs, feet, knees, and the base of your spine. Now, what causes a blocked chakra is the adrenals are also connected to the root chakra. When the body is in fight or flight mode, it can affect the hormones and cause your root chakra to become blocked. So when you have a proper unblocked root chakra, you will feel a warm, tingling sensation in your groin area. You will heighten your senses of security and stability. You will increase energy levels, vitality and strength, a feeling of being grounded and connected to the earth, improved sleeping patterns and overall well-being, greater clarity of thought, and increased mental focus. Now, there's different foods for their root chakra that can help you unblock them. Potatoes, carrots, parsnips, onions, garlic, vibrant red foods, and beetroot, strawberries, radishes, tomatoes. The response of the core of our being connects us to the earth location in the lower abdominal within the and below the navel. So so what you can do, because it says not only negative thinking adversely affects our mental health by worsening anxiety and depression, but it also can affect our physical health. It can raise our blood pressure and making it more difficult to recover from illnesses. People got to realize it all starts with a thought. It all starts with a thought, and everything in your body works from that thought. Your brain will push off all these neurons within your body and all these little chemicals of endorphins and whatnot from a thought process. So if you feel sick, you're going to be sick. If you feel sad, you're going to be sad. If you feel broke, you're going to be broke. If you feel happy and glad, it all starts with a thought. And it's your brain is so powerful. People don't realize how much it affects you and everybody around you. They say misery loves company. But Teddy ain't pretty. So, I mean, you need to get out of here with all that. That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, when you're in your lower vibrational self, that's where they want to keep you. That's where they want to keep you. Because they don't want to keep you up here, because then you will surpass their way of control. They can't control somebody who's above them. They can control you, though, when you're living in your low vibrational self, when you are living in that root chakra of wanting pleasure from sex, greed, envy. You don't feel like you have a purpose. You feel lost in this world, like you don't belong. You want all that money and that fast cars and all that stuff and all that they're pushing the music. So that's why when they do the 808s, they do it with the lower sounds that keep you within the root chakra.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the connections between. There was so much in the list that you had there. Going into just like the food. I'll start in like the food area. A lot of stuff that they listed as far as like roots, carrots, potatoes, all those things that are coming directly out of the earth. It's coming directly from your soil.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are tapping in, pulling up the most nutrients that are coming directly in. And those, which ties in directly to your energy. It's pulling energy from this earth where we came from, that you need to get back into your body, into your temple, so you can be able to recharge and actually go through and to be able to pull yourself from it. And it all boils down to the surroundings that are there. So even how you're saying, like with the music, it goes into the food, it goes into the music, it goes into what you're visually seeing. Everything has become hyper stimulated, whether it's with the color stuff. They make the crappy food extra colorful because it mimics the food that is colorful that comes from the soil that you actually need, like your bright red beets, like your bright orange carrots. They color them as flaming hot Cheetos and regular Cheetos and Takis and all this other stuff because your brain wants that color. You're naturally drawn to it because, you know, back in the day when we were actually growing our food and harvesting our food, that's what we were looking for. We were looking for those colors because we understood that that's where the nutrients was coming from.
Right.
And now if you look at what's going on entertainment wise, as far as for every, I don't even have to say movie, every commercial that comes on, every advertisement, every kid's toy that is out there in some type of way, it has become hypersexualized from an extremely early age to already bring in that low frequency, that low vibration. Like, so I have a little girl, I also have 4 kids. And one of the things that, like, the toys that I'm like, no, you're not playing with that, is the little LOL dolls. I'm sorry if LOL is watching, but like, it's these little bitty baby dolls, but they have on like lingerie and like all this like just crazy stuff. Like if you dip them in water, then it like changes, like they got on like bras and panties and like leggings and like all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, why does my 4-year-old daughter need a toy that is showing that? Who was thinking that, hey, this is a good idea to put this in on there? And then that's where you have to like take a look at this stuff. Like what is actually going on with the programming to automatically bring a lot of these kids down to it? If you look at like suicide rates amongst like young children, the most dangerous time for them right now, I believe, is starting from the age now of 8 all the way up to 18. Like the suicide rate is starting at 8 years old. I know at 8 years old, I didn't have like the greatest of life, but I definitely wasn't thinking about like killing myself.
I was a kid.
I was able to enjoy. And like, if you look and see what like a lot of these children now are consuming musically and visually, it's a lot of the most popular music that's around is essentially is murder music. Like that's it is what it is. You can say whatever you want. You can say it's talking about the lifestyle. That is a part of the lifestyle. I grew up in the hood. I get it. I grew up in a Crip neighborhood. It was wild. It was crazy. Like the whole deal. But the goal is to get out. It's being reversed for these kids as to where now it's pushed as to where this is the life. You see it with what is a T.I. son. Like, dude, you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth.
In your mouth, okay?
and
we watched you grow up.
Yeah, like your parents had a whole like reality show because they already were successful musicians and entrepreneurs and all that other stuff. So why are we like trying to go backwards to like go back to this like lower level of just like, hey, we looking for the struggle.
Yeah,
because that's what it is. If you're comfortable with that, and if anything, I think that should be a testament to it, to like see like, hey, like, how do we get from let's make it out to the hood to let's go back to the hood and glorify just all of the struggle. That's the portion that doesn't like necessarily like add up to me, because my whole thing was like, I was like, hey man, I know what my chances are. I was blessed enough when the foolishness that I was doing, I was blessed enough to make it out, to be able to get out from it. Now I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to go back to that. Like,
Right.
but now it's a complete reverse of it, and you see it, and that's what is fed. Because if you're able to keep somebody in that position, and now you can't necessarily say it's just about a race thing, because now you've got little white kids, little Asian kids, little Mexican kids that are on the same page, as to where it's just like, hey, this is what we're looking for. They're actively seeking out that lower vibration, and it's definitely a product of what's around.
Have you not noticed though that now the kid foods and stuff that they put the red dyes and stuff in, all are at the bottom. All them candy, all them junk food that keeps you suppressed are all down there within the kids' reach, all colorful, all vibrant. McDonald's, all of it, red, yellow. The reasons why they're using those lower chakra things is because they, like I said, they don't want you. They don't want you. So they can't affect all the adults, because some of the adults are I don't like the word woke, but some of the adults are aware of really what's going on, so they don't fall for it. But they figure if they can affect the youth through commercials and toys and whatnot, and the junk food and the candies and the colorful things, the kids will want it, and the parents don't care what they're giving the kids as long as it shuts them up.
Glad you said that, because it start right there, and you can't call yourself a parent if you can say I don't give a fuck about my kid. You can take that word parent out your fucking vocabulary.
That's
right. Facts.
Say that in the same fucking sentence. So from a nigga that grew up here and rolling down the street, smoking Nindo, sipping on gin and juice, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. I don't want to hear that fuck shit about what come on the radio, because if my granny was in the room and I said that shit, she like, what the fuck is you talking about? And she wouldn't have said, what the fuck is you talking about? Because she ain't cussed at me like that. But she let me know that shit wasn't cool. So I'm not with, once again, we keep having these conversations about how stupid, disrespectful, or lazy, some debase, some degrading way to talk about the newer generation without addressing the fact that the guidance, the structure, the boundaries that a lot of us had naturally are not there. They grandparent is 36. My granny was in her 50s, bro. Like, it's a different maturity level. She went through 2 or 3 different lives before I was here. She was able to talk to me in a way that nobody under her age can. And that's not the only person I had examples from. Aunts, uncles, older cousins. So it's like, I don't really be... if I hear an older person talking about a younger person and they're not active in groups that deal with kids, they're not mentoring or tutoring nobody, they're not coaching nothing, you're the problem. Because I don't go to companies and say the mail room the reason why this company got ethical problems. The people that do the janitorial services the reason why these people ain't getting fair wages. It's the fucking head. So I'm starting with the parents. I ain't gonna look at the kid and be like, oh, this nigga fucked up. And if I had that thought, the very next thought is, who the fuck ain't doing nothing with this little nigga? So that low vibrational shit start at the tree, not with the...
It does, and that's what I said. And that's what I said is about the parents that don't care. And that's not parenting if you don't care. A lot of people I've seen put a show on and walk away and not realize what their kid are being poisoned by. I'm telling you right now, I watch every single thing that my grandkids are looking at. Every single thing. And I'll be quick to tell them to turn that. Shut that off. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't know why you're listening to it. Shut that off. I ain't about that life. And I have a 10-year-old and a 1-year-old. And that 1-year-old, I'm watching it. I'm watching everything that they're feeding them because they start off real young. real young. There was a little kid thing on that. There's nursery rhymes and everything, and talk about that the air conditioner was killing kids in their sleep to take their souls.
I ain't never heard that.
I'm telling you. And it's on PBS. It's on those channels that are supposed to teach our kids something. So no, I've watched some things and I've seen some things, and I'm quite hip to it, and I don't feed that stuff. Now, my son and stuff, they feed their kids that stuff, but I don't do that ramen noodles. I don't do that stuff. If you're gonna put that in your wall and you can put that in your sink, I'm putting that in my body.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Doritos, none of that. I've never drank Mountain Dew a day in my life, and I will never.
To circle back to what Sub had just said too, but before I'm shutting it down, we gonna have a conversation about
Facts.
this. I'm gonna give you the why. I'm not just gonna be like, nah, turn that off and just leave it, because what that's gonna do, that's gonna end up planting that seed. It's like,
That's
oh well,
enticing them.
that's now that makes me want to go do it
Yep.
more. Oh, you don't like this, you don't want me to do this. Well,
No,
no,
we'll have a whole conversation
let's
why.
chop it up as to, hey, this is the reason why. Let me
Yep.
give you the full reason why, or let me
Mhm.
find out, hey, what do you know about this? Because I got an older boy too, so that's what I'm asking. Like, hey, so what do you know about it?
Yeah.
So we can know where we at on the level, because maybe we need to
Mhm.
have some deeper conversations than what we've already been having. Because
Mhm.
as a parent, as much as you want to be around your kids, you want to protect your kids and do all that, you can't be with them 24/7. They're gonna get exposed to other people's kids.
Yep.
They're gonna be exposed to society. If you have a blended family, they're gonna be exposed to another parent that has their own set of rules at their house. So I need to know, where are you at on this? What do you know about this? So then we can actually have an educated conversation on this and figure out, okay, hey, this is what you should be feeling about this. This is what you need to understand about this. And this is why I have my certain feelings towards you consuming this type of stuff. Because I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to play the role and be like, oh, well, when I was your age, I wasn't you doing this. No, when I was your age, I was doing way worse. I know what I was doing. I thank God every single day with my kids that they are as sheltered as they are, because I look at some of the goofy stuff that they do and it aggravates me sometimes, but I'd rather be aggravated with that than them doing what I know that I was doing at that age, because it definitely was not that. And I'm not saying that my parents didn't check up on me and do what they did, but I also understood that they was working and that it was moving around. So when I had my gaps and spaces, I was able to slip in. And like I said, you're going to be exposed to other people's children. You're going to be exposed to other people, and not everybody has the same morals and values that you may have in your household. So that's why it's important. Yes, you turn it off, but hey, let's have the conversation of, hey, this is why we turning it off. What do you know about this? Let's find out what's going on. Like, that's why any of my kids, they little friends that come around, I want to, hey, what's up? Who are you? Where you people at? Where your parents at? Are we cool with them? What's going down? Because you got to understand what they're being exposed to. Bro is 100% right. Is not just the kids' fault. You got to understand where some of these parents out here, because some of these parents ain't worth a grain of salt. Ain't worth the pot to piss in or nothing, and they don't have no values, they don't have no morals, because they out there, they trying to live their best life, because hey, I just got my check in and I don't care, this is what I'm doing. The kid can take care of themselves and go heat up them Pop-Tarts.
And if nothing else, they just not there, and that's why we having this
that part too, right, man.
Because they not there. It was a time when I used to wake up and fall asleep drinking. And then shortly after that, I was trying to save niggas. And I'm like, dog, you can't go from demon to God. Like, no, you just skipped the in between. You are a fucking human in between that. You can't go from your base level to start preaching to people about the end is near. Fuck all that. What about it was all good just a week ago. You was fucking, you was smoking, you was drinking, you was drugging. Don't look at nobody else because they're lower vibrate. If you ain't helping, you hindering. So stay the fuck out the way. If you ain't about to pick them up, leave them there.
You know, and I like that because that's how I feel too. I'm not just telling you what's wrong with you. If you want difference, you got to be the difference. You can't go around telling what's wrong with everybody in the world. You got to walk in the light of being the difference. And I'm here to help because I do chakra cleansing massages and I will help and balance you.
I could tell by how you talk King Creole, like you instill that in your kids. Like you have the intelligence, use that, not just do what I say type deal.
That's
like
exactly
use your mind. I only went as far as I could with mine. I want you to go past me.
Man, for real, man. Look, I've already told my boys because I had all boys first. So my whole thing was I want you to do better than me. I want you to outdo me. I already told my kids, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you smarter than me right now. Yeah, I wasn't making them grades that you making right now. I don't know, but I want you to be able to do that and have that, and yeah, make more money than me. Be bigger than me. Please do. I want you to. That's the highest thing for me. I was blessed enough as to where I did have a father that was around that did instill those things into me. I'm not saying he was the absolute greatest or whatever. There was issues that he had, but that's what every person, because you got to understand that as we human, and every form of it, every level of it. So not everybody's on the same level. So, but man, you gotta push the kids. You do gotta give back. You do. I done been to some places out here in Houston where I know it's cats, a whole bunch of these rappers and all this dude that talk about all this other stuff. You ain't went and volunteered to help these kids out. They got little kids that's trying to learn how to actually do something, learn how to do some music, learn how to build a robot or whatever it is. And they right here, Fifth Ward, Houston, Texas. It right in smack dab in the middle of the hood, and you can't go by and go give some time, go show a cat how to work a mixing board, how to write some bars, or just show up, period, so they can see that, hey, somebody is actually supporting. Now you can miss me with all that.
That's what I'm saying.
I was all about breaking cycles with my kids. Like I be very honest with my kids. And communicate. That's something my mama didn't do. My mama sheltered me, but she semi-prepared me for the world. Like, and she broke a lot of promises. So I'll talk to my kids about everything from their fathers on, like, if they father say they come and they don't come, I got to deal with the emotional, because I got one son and 3 girls in 2 different age brackets, 21, 20, and then I got one about to be 13 Friday and the other one 6. So that's like a 2 different brackets or whatever. So, but I talked to all my kids. I treat them all equally. And I was about breaking cycles. The oldest didn't break the cycle. She somewhat did, but she didn't. She ended up getting pregnant. I was pregnant when I walked across the stage. So she then had her, she had a baby and was pregnant, graduating at the same time, but ended up having her own place. So that was somewhat of a she broke somewhat of it. But with my other youngest 2, I'm trying to make sure they just go off to college, enjoy, something that I didn't do, because I got accepted to a college, but I couldn't go because I was pregnant. So with the youngest 2, I support all my kids on whatever they do, from rapping, whatever sport they want to be in. I was a basketball mom, cheerlead. Now I'm a cheerleading mom. Like, I put my all into my kids. I'm like their best friend, but at the same time, I'm also structured too. And they can come and talk to me about anything, from going to, now that my oldest ones are older, I say, when you go out, you got to watch your drink. You keep your drink with you. If you go into the bathroom, you got to watch your drink, because people slip something in it. When you smoking weed, watch that person roll their weed or smoke your own stuff. You can't smoke no pre-roll blunt from somebody you don't know, because you get laced. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't be prepared for all of that.
No. And I was 17 when I had my son, so we grew up together. He's 31 now. I'm about to be 50 almost. So, the thing is, at the end of the day, I grew up with that person, but I told him, I want you to be better than me, because I was better than my parents. And that's all I want you to do, is be better than me all the way around, so that so your kids can be better than you.
I heard something from both of y'all. King Creole and Joya, I'm gonna touch on real quick. You said you wasn't as smart as your son, King Creole. What I learned, because I've always been intelligent, I learned how to read at like 2.5. So, um, intelligence and smarts is two different things. Intelligence is your ability to retain information. So you will be able to, 50 years old, you'll remember something that you were taught at 2, and you can spit that back out just like you learned it. Smarts is how you apply it, though. So I don't think your son is smarter than you. I think you were able to take what you know and apply it in a way to make him go higher and be better and get that attention in school that you necessarily didn't apply. Because I hear how you talk. You're not dumb at all. So to say you're not as smart as your son, that can't be true. You got enough sense to do better for him. So that's real to me anyway. With Joya, about the breaking the generational curse thing, whatever. I don't necessarily think it's bad to have kids at a young age. From whatever I had my daughter at 33. I'm gonna be 51 when she walked across the stage. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Luckily, I'm active. God forbid something happened and I can't get around at that age like I can now. But having your kids young, you don't have to worry about that. We already growing. I don't care what age you have your kid at. You're growing up with them. Y'all both just stepped into something that you have no fucking idea about.
We grew up together.
So having that youth and being not too far away from their language, their music, their clothes, what they're into. Because after 25, you're a whole lifetime away from that kid. And it's like nothing that they're on when they start talking and walking and moving around by themselves. None of that shit makes sense to you. So I don't really look at it like it's a bad thing that a person has a kid young. It's fucked up when you have a kid and don't take care of it. And that's at any age. So once again, she didn't fail, whatever. She crossed the stage with her baby. How many people didn't have no kids and dropped the fuck out?
Right.
I'm a silver lining, small blessings type dude. So even in my low vibrational state, even when I'm thinking the worst about life, I try to get that glimmer out of it. Right. And that's what people got to know about being low vibrational or living in a low vibrational life.
Yeah.
It's still like a stripper, a drug dealer, a pimp. I learned something from that. I got something good out of that evil shit.
Like I said to my son, I like the fact that we grew up together because I always told him, and there's nothing wrong with what people say to their kids, but I always told him, I'm not your friend. I wasn't his friend. I was 17 and he was a baby. We were not friends. I can relate to him and I was growing up with him, but I'm definitely not your friend. Now that I'm older, that's my best friend. He don't like it, but that's my best friend because now I'm older and now we're friends. Because now I'm 49, he's 31. So now we're friends. But like, nah. And the thing is, though, I love the fact that it went the way it went because now I'm blessed with 2 beautiful legacies that are boys that I instill so much into. That one is my heart and the other one is in love with me. There's just no way around it.
That's another thing. You got to be a grandparent. You got to see, you got to get time in with your grandkids. After 50, it's like a lot of men from my era. My grandpa ain't come out the room but to like eat, and he rarely cooked. So if you ain't go say hi to him, you ain't gonna see him.
What I was gonna say though is that I like the fact that I'm able to instill something because I learned so much along the way. I learned as I was growing up with my only son. I only had one, so I used to tell him all the time, "You can't do dumb things. I don't have a backup. Like if you're gone, you're gone, and I don't have another child." So I was overly protective, but I was a very active parent. That's all I knew. That was my whole purpose in life, was that person. And then after that, he gave me my legacy. And now my name is going to be remembered on through them, because I'm going to live through their heart. Through their mouth will be me. And I love that. So I instill so much into my grandbabies. Like my oldest, he already knows he's going to be humble and kind. My youngest, I'm going to tell him that he's going to be strong and wise. And now, as I grew and I seen so much and learned so much, I can instill properness, because I wasn't taught properness. I broke the generational curse also when I moved away and did it on my own, and I didn't depend on nobody. What people have to do, and this is just my opinion, you can do what you want to do. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's really none of my business. It's yours. I'm just saying, here's an ideal, though. Here's my opinion on it. What they can do, though, is every single day try a little more. No one's asking you to be the best you, but try a little more, just so that your kids can be better, so they can be better for their kids. I mean, that's it. Just tell them how wonderful they are, and that my grandson already knows that his purpose in life is to spread love, self-love. And I asked him, and I spoke on this before, but I just want to speak on it again. I asked him, does he love himself? Does he know how amazing he is? And he said to me, do you know whose skin I'm in? And I thought, I'm not mad by that reaction. I just didn't expect it, because I know you're in your own skin. So of course you love you, but I just want to make sure, because some don't. And my whole objective right now is protecting the inner child while they are a child, so they don't have to go do that shadow work. So they don't have to heal. Because I know I made mistakes with my son, but I'm not going to with my grandbabies, because I had another chance to do better.
And everything.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
I am, though, and I like to think I am. And then the reason why I am, because I was made by a perfect being. So I am perfectly the way I am, even if someone sees it flaws. See, even if it is not what somebody's ideal of, perception's key in everything in life. So even if it's somebody else's agreement is not where I believe it should be, that's not my business. Because to me, as long as I love who I am, because I grew so much from who I used to be, I am perfect, because I was made perfectly by a perfect being. And that's just my opinion.
Everything that happens to you, everything that we go through, good or bad, if you want to look at it as bad or negative, is all for a reason. It's a part of the process of you developing who you're supposed to be. And that's really the thing that you got to look at. Like every opportunity, every morning that we wake up, that you're blessed to have breath in your lungs and blood, full functioning, whatever it is. Every time you wake up, that is your next chance. That is your next opportunity. So anything that you felt, man, yesterday, you know what, I could have spoke, something kinder to this person, or I could have stood up for the person. Whatever it is, you now have that opportunity to go again and make it right, or be able to share, hey, this one time I did this, I shouldn't have did this. Now I know better. You learn from each and every one of these experiences that we go through on a day-to-day basis, and you just have to take that. Even what I said earlier, like being in that low frequency, that low vibration, it's needed. It's needed. It's a process. It's a
just
season.
So you can know what it feels like to get out of it.
You have to understand that, because there was times that I felt I was doing everything that I needed to do. I was checking all the boxes, the whole nine, and then real quick, because I got too comfortable in that, and it was like, all right, here's this. You haven't been through this. See how you handle this. Yep. And I had to literally lose everything I had. Divorced from my first wife, lost the house that built from the ground, severed the relationship with my firstborn, from losing literally all the money that I had, because I was like, oh, I got this job, I got this, I got that, I got this new car to hold, all of it gone. Went from I'm high up on the top of the mountain, anything I want to do, I want to go to hey, I need a couch to sleep on.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna be sleeping in my car tonight. It's cold. Let me go and find a spot to all that, to having to understand that, oh man, I'm finna have to walk to go get to this job. I'm finna have to work on this job so I can save up enough money and do a complete reset and get a bike to be able to get to where, and literally go through a whole rebirth and restart of understanding of who I actually was and not who I thought I was at that time.
Yep.
And that happened when I was in a very low frequency, low vibration. I wasn't, I didn't care no more. It was just like, whatever. Like, there was some little glimmers of hope and everything that came through. But at the end of the day, at that time, I was still dropping back down into that low depression, as to where I was like, I didn't know what the heck I was going on. I didn't see a way out of anything that was happening. So I eventually, thank God for my sister, stepped in and was like, hey, what are you doing? You know, and then just resetting back to the basis, like, hey, you need to sit down and like evaluate yourself, and from that, being able to like rebuild and get to where I can say, okay, I'm comfortable. I'm back to loving who I am. I'm back to loving me. So that way I can actually care about other people, because
exactly,
you know, it's a season. It's a season. You can be on top of the world, and it can hit you tomorrow. It don't matter if you don't believe it. Just go pop over the Bible, read the book of Job. Everything was going great, and then one day everything absolutely gone. So it can happen, but then it can also be brought back. You don't have to constantly just be there. And even in that low spot, you can still look for those little silver linings to let you know that, hey, you know what? I'm here right now, but this is temporary. This is just right now.
Yeah.
I can find my way to work out of this. And you know, once you get to that point, like, it's all good. But you need to have people around you. You need to have some people around you. Eventually, there is a point in time where you do need to unplug and step away and reevaluate yourself to get back to you.
Ooh,
but once you are back to you and you figured out, okay, I need to get myself together, I've got where I need to be, then you need to know who is really in your corner, that's going to be like, hey, I get it. I understand you was going through your thing. What you need. How can I point you in the right direction? How can I be that support to push you to where you need to get to? Because once you come out of that, you're still gonna need that push. You're gonna be feeling good about yourself. It's like, all right, man, my eyes are being opened up. I'm ready to go ahead and hit this. I got my little whiteboard. I got my paper written down, or whatever it is. But you still gonna need that. Everybody got that person that'll pop up in your corner, and you know who that is in your circle. And if you don't have that, I urge you, I beg you to find that person that's in your corner, that you know that can get you up and just give you that, hey, you good? You know, not they don't have to be a whole little deep thing. Just that, hey, you good?
I want to say this real quick before you get off on that tip. I want to stay on that tip for a second, if you don't mind. I'd like to know that they're not alone, though, because like I like to tell people, just because I like to think I'm perfect and feel I'm perfect, there's nothing wrong with that. If I want to see rainbows and butterflies every single day in cough and poop and whatever, rainbows and butterflies, that's my life. And I'm only in control of self. Everything else outside of self is none of my business, because that's the only thing I can control. So just because I want to feel that way, there's nothing wrong with me saying I'm perfect. It's not hurting you. If it gets me in the morning feeling I'm blessed and highly favored and I am perfect, then that's how I feel. No one should shun me, or no one should look down on me. Just like if you don't feel that way about you, I will hug you and tell you are, and let you know how beautiful you are, because I want everybody to feel good. But people need to realize nothing happens to you. Nothing happens to you. I don't care who you are. Everything happens for you. Everything is a lesson. Once you learn that lesson, you're not going to keep repeating the cycle unless you are insane. And that's insanity. That's your choice.
Textbook definition.
That's your choice though. You have that option. But perception's key on everything in this world. And if I want to see everything beautiful and I don't see a problem with a lot of things, I just see good in everything, that's okay though. That doesn't make me a bad person. Just like if you see negative all the time, that's okay. I'm not judging you on that, but at the end of the day, you can keep that over there because there's no reason you have to rain on my parade because you're not feeling it today.
If I know somebody always draining, I make sure I keep myself away from them because draining people are annoying as hell. I'm not gonna lie. And I know that I'm a healer. You know, I'm a good listener. I get good advice. You know, I'm very skeptical on hugging. I'm a hugger to more of my kids, but certain folks, if I know they need a hug, I'll give them a hug. But I don't like hugging everybody because I do believe in that the energy, you know, transfer or whatever. But draining people,
And it does. You're right though. You're right, and that's what he said earlier. I want to touch base on that before I lose it real quick because you're right. Energy does transfer from what you see to hear to smell to taste to everything. It transfers so much. People don't realize how much it all starts with your food is medicine. Yep. It's from what we put into us, all the way from what we hear to see everything. So it does. Energy does transfer. I know how to reflect though, because I did the same thing you did for 19 years, worked in the medical field. I did it for 19 years and I'm a hugger and I will hug everybody. I've danced with the devil, so I know what it's like. I've done them demon soul tie changes. I've done all that because I am a healer. I'm a Reiki spiritual healer. I do Reiki. And my next step is a teacher. So I passed through that. Sometimes we have to exchange with certain people because they need that.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that person. Like he said, some people don't have that person. And if you can touch one person and reach one person that didn't have that, then you saved a life.
Yeah. I think there's
you could have saved a life that might save yours one day.
I know I saved a few lives. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying.
I have.
It's a balance with it. I think it's a balance with it all for what both of you are saying is like I'm fairly introvert, like around people. I don't really like doing the big crowds. I will, but that's not like really my thing. And I understand like, hey, I don't necessarily, I ain't finna like hug everybody. I ain't finna shake everybody's hand. But at sometimes it's like, I understand like this person actually needs this, whether I feel that like I need it. And you have to have that mind to know that, okay, I'm gonna give you some of what I have.
Yeah.
Because you need that positivity that I have and that good energy, to rub off on you. And I understand that because I'm giving that to you, I'm going to pull some of the negative. That's just a natural exchange of it. If you get a positive and a negative together with it, the positive is going to be pulling in while the negative is draining out. So that's when you have to understand that, okay, I did this. So, hey, I need to take some time for me.
Yeah,
I need to go pray. I need to go meditate, whatever it is that you do, so you can get yourself back in balance and make sure that, hey, if anything does come onto you, that, hey, I done got this cleaned off of me. I got it prayed off of me, and I got it washed off of me. Whatever it is, whatever your bag is, just having that understanding is the main thing. You can't do it to everybody.
No.
But if you do have that exchange, understand that you do need to put back into yourself, and that you do need to be cautious and wary, because there are some things that even though you may want to help the person, because there are some people that have been like, man, I really feel like I want to help you, but I know that if I take that on, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a positive thing, and I can't let it become a burden on me, and then we both end up stuck, because that doesn't help anybody. And that's where a lot of just conversation, because that's the other thing. plenty of people that I've connected with. I'm like, hey, look, here's my number. If you need something, you need to talk, you ain't feeling right, whatever it is, or periodically I'll shoot over a text or hit a phone call to say, make sure, hey, you good. But sometimes even through that distance of it, not even physically being there, they can send that energy through a text message. Just hey, they're constantly, hey man, can you help me out with this? Hey with this, and like it. Yeah, now you're draining me from a whole end, and I was like, hey, I gotta back out. Like I can give you the good, I can give you the advice, I can give you what I can, but once it starts to become a burden as to where now it's draining me, it's becoming a negative stressor to me, then that's when it's like, hey, and I'm just like you said, I'm blunt. I'm gonna let you know I'm a Sagittarius. I'm cool with you until I ain't. Hey, my wife a Leo. I'm cool with you until I can't be cool with you no more. Like I you can sleep on my couch. I'll send you your shirt. I'll cash app you a little change if you need to get some gas money. But once I understand and feel like, hey, this is starting to turn as to where it's just like you're trying to take advantage and you're seeing the kindness as a weakness, or it's just turning into like, oh, I can now depend on this for me to stay in this same spot that I'm in. And that's when I'm like, hey, what's your plan? What you got? What you written down? What's really going on? What's the forward progress in this? Because again, I've been through that experience as to where I've had to like call on people, and I'm the last person to be like, "Hey, I need some help." So,
okay. All right, so we cried for a little bit.
So, when coming from being in that position as to where like I've had to like completely humble myself and be like, "Hey, I need some help." I'm willing to do that until again I see that, hey, hold on. What are we actually doing here? Because I've been there, I get it. I'll help you through the struggle. I'll give you the game plan that I use. I'll give you some pointers, some tips, what we need to do to try and get you back up on your feet. I will help you out until you show me that you don't want to be helped.
You know what it is, though? This is what I say about this podcast. I say we are the people's podcast, and we support those who support themselves. And people want to know, how come I'm supporting somebody that's already supporting themselves? Now, people are looking at the word of support wrong. I'm talking about love. If you love yourself, I'm going to love you. If you can't love yourself, I can't love you.
Nope.
There's no reason. It's not that I don't want to love you. I do want to love you, but I can't. Nobody can love you until you love yourself.
Oh man, I had to learn that the hard way. over here blaming people for my happiness or trying to make another person happy, and like it's like, wait, hold on.
There's a few people that's still doing that now.
There's a lot of people that are doing that now, and I appreciate that too, because girl. That's
you are responsible for your own happiness. You are not responsible for another person happy. You cannot make them happy. You can make them happier.
No, I can pour into you.
I can
pour into you, but I can't pour from an empty cup. And I cannot overpour you.
Limited.
Yeah.
What was that? It was something that I saw. The lady was talking about what abundance actually looked like, and she had the visual of it's a teacup and a saucer.
Yep.
You are the teacup, and your cup gets full. Even the song say my cup overflowed. So that cup fills up. What comes out of the cup then spills into the saucer. That is the abundance. You, as that cup, as that vessel, are so full that you have enough that is coming out. Then you can then take from that saucer and then give your abundance. You can give that help. You can give that kind word. You can give that extra finance or whatever it may be, because you are full. Now, once that stops, and you don't have that abundance, whether it be your mental capacity, your spiritual capacity, whatever that looks like, then that's when, again, you've got to step back. I've got to get my level right. I can only give you when I have the extra and I have the more to pour into you and give and feed to you. That was, once I heard that, I was like,
and that's it too. That's what I wanted Joya to know, because sometimes she says some things that's just random and nobody realized what it meant to the person that heard it. You may think that you were just being blunt and honest, but yet you said something that made a huge difference in someone's life that needed to hear that.
Some people need that blunt.
I appreciate your bluntness, because it's not a harsh thing. You don't come at it with no ill intent. You may have a sharp tongue, but it is full of love and grace.
And I make sure my delivery is not messed up. That I had to work on that. That's one thing I had to work on. And that's what it is.
And that's what I was going to say. You're mindful of self. And that's what it is. Once you become mindful of self, everything you do is positive once you're mindful of self. Because if you treat you good, then you're going to treat others good.
Yeah.
Everything starts for self. You got to learn to properly love you and realize who you truly are. For me, I'm blessed and highly favored from the Most High. I'm a vessel of love. And that's what I tell everybody, because that's what I give out and put out. And the universe uses me as a tool. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. So I am perfect for me, because I love me, because I am nothing who I used to be. My ethers were just above my butt, just below my back. I got them over here. Recently I gave somebody a massage, and I exchanged energy with her, and I took all her heavy stuff because she needed it, because she was a cocoon into this state of wanting to do so much better for herself. And she had, I don't use the word potential because it's stagnant to me. She had so much want that it was action. So it was never potential. It was just beauty within, that she was held down from chains. So I exchanged energy with her. And then afterwards I cleansed and prayed, and I released. I removed from who I used to be, and I cut my ethers. I removed from who I used to be, and I removed what she had held onto her. And I took the salt and everything. I took it down a block and I prayed over to it. And then I hugged the tree and said, thank you for releasing this. I am a woman. I am from the womb of the universe. And I love who I am when it comes to that. I don't go around saying I'm white, I'm a human, I'm this. I don't fit in those categories. You may see me as that, but that's your perception, and that's okay. You're entitled to that. But you cannot, your agreements cannot affect me. Right. They could not make me believe something I'm not, because I know who I am. I am a woman. I came from there. And I have the onk on me to prove it, because I know where I came from. It's the life, or there's a recycling. And that's what we have to do. We have to put out what we want in return. People need to show more love in this world. People
and
come
be
together.
Genuine. People love don't be genuine.
Not at all. Not at all. Because
some people wasn't loved as a child either, and that plays a big ass factor. Mm-hmm. You wasn't loved as a child. I ain't got nothing. I ain't your mammy or your daddy.
I wasn't loved as a child. I wasn't loved as a child. My mom didn't really properly. My dad, he was a great dad, but he didn't do it. He should have as a man for me. I learned to love me though. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I learned too.
People got to stop living in this thought of, this is what I was told, so this is all I know. So a part of you has to die. You have to unrelease agreements that are not of you to find out what is for you. I had to go through so much. I fought for life, and I begged to be here twice by the hands of someone that said, if they can't have me, nobody will. In front of my grandson, and he was 4. Witnessed it all. I'm talking from a crushed vertebrae to my esophagus being crushed, to my arm being pulled out of socket, to my nose being fractured. It was a mess, and I was going in and out of consciousness, and I was begging for life. I love this person to this day. I love him from afar though, because he didn't value my presence, so he don't need it. I love me.
You're a survivor.
I love me, And that's what it is. You have to learn to know who you are. And I'm fresh on loving me. Within 2 years, almost going on 3 of loving me. 2 years of loving me. People got to realize how beautiful they truly are. Stop listening to what this world says about you. There's so many judgment, so many pointers, and they don't realize it starts with the man in the mirror. You got to stop looking with these eyes and start looking with your heart and your soul. And if I can speak life into people, that's what I want to do. And that's what I want everybody to do. And I love the fact that you're a mentor for children, because it starts with the youth. We got to heal this inner child before it becomes out of an inner child. And then they have to go do some shadow work themselves and heal themselves. Yeah. It's the agreements of others. There's a beautiful book called The 4 Agreements. I think everybody should get that and read that book. I'm not saying that that's a powerful tool, but to know that somebody else's agreement doesn't have to be yours.
No.
Yeah. So I appreciate all that. I want to play some of his music real quick if I can.
Oh yeah. I'll never say no to that.
I want people to hear what I heard. This is why I got connected. And because I speak to the universe, and the universe told me to reach out to him. We had a nice conversation.
Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you.
Man, y'all gonna have to raise the standard a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes, sir.
I got a lot of bravado that I be moving with. Step in the room and they spoon and be like, who the kid? Word to MDX, I be flexing like Ken blocking hoonigans. Revving up the engine, acting a fool again. Who this sounding like nothing other than a classic? Y'all be following the trends while I be setting the standards. You be begging for respect, I walk in the room and command it. If you got me on the project, just know I'm bringing the damage. My input on your verse is the unfair advantage. If I do the hook in the 16, I got the upper hand. Quit playing like I ain't slaying every track that I'm rocking on. I'm clean, I don't have to curse, let the pen spin the block on them. You know my vocals go crazy, and plus my bars are amazing. You could shoot me with a photon laser, it wouldn't phase me. I look to you, just raise the bar, the standard, what we're after. Can you just raise the bar, the standard, the things that we're after? Can you? I understand that we all must be streetwise. Can't fall victim to the fairy tales and sweet lies. But when you say you want to win, where your effort at? Following formulas identical to the next cat. They say it's not a gimmick, but limit creativity. Mongers of negativity, complacent with fragility. If it ain't gun, sex, money, and drugs, niggas ain't hearing me. Use too big of words, they rather listen to the beat.
Just like a Dr. King speech. Can you get back to the ignorance before we fall asleep?
If that's what you want, I was gonna raise the frequency, but it's clear to me that you don't, so I'm about to leave. I flexed on the first verse and bragged about my prowess. I was hoping that the second verse would let me drop some knowledge.
Nah, it's a competition, ain't nobody voting for that. You on that old school stuff, ready, little baby, go back.
Just raise the bar, the standard, what we're after. Can you just raise the bar, the standard, the things that we're after? Can you? But for real, real talk though. Like, how long we been doing this? Invest in a microphone. You know what I'm saying? YouTube University is free, baby.
Okay.
I'm just saying, stop making Booty Hole Brown famous.
Y'all
know what you vote for.
I ain't mad by that.
Oh,
okay,
man.
okay, that was you singing too?
Yeah, that's all.
Sounded like John Legend. Okay.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I like. That's a good highway vibe, you know, smoking my blunt.
Yeah.
And I'm down there. I don't know where the hell I'm about to go, but I'm going on somebody's highway.
Yeah, I actually did that for it was a competition that I was in, and yeah, usually I'm outspoken. Even if I do a song, I'm gonna talk my talk. I'm just like, hey man, like we gotta raise it. You gotta raise the standards on this stuff though. Yeah. Like for real. Like it can't just be the the constant of like I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna take your chick, give me my money.
Nah.
That's it. Like how many times can we do that? How many times can we sing that same
How can you spend
old
that?
song?
Yeah. How many times can you spend that same
Yeah,
narrative?
how many times you gonna spin the block? Like, let me guess, you got we know you got a Draco, you serving, like we got it, that's cool. But what else? What else is there? And I get it. Like I said, I get it. We all gotta be streetwise. Like
Right.
like I understand that. But what's the more? Because even if you look back at like the old school cats that was doing the music, or I hate to say old school cat because I was but you know, even if you was listening like to a Pac album or a Snoop album, at least one or two of the songs on there had some type of message that was talking about something that was relevant to what
going on.
and just how to like find a better way, or even if it was talking about the struggle, it was painting the picture of like, hey, this is what's going on, and not being like, hey, let's be proud of this. At least they would throw a few in on that, and of course behind the scenes record labels was like, oh yeah, we'll put them on that, but now that's being totally cut out, man. Now you got labels that's out here that's looking for guys that's active, because they got insurance policies on these cats. So if anything happened, they make more money off of you dead with your music, man. Like, and it's got to be one of those things that you gotta look at. Don't stay stuck in that low vibration, because the racks are being waved in front of you, or the chains are being waved in front of you, or the chicks is twerking and doing all this other stuff. That don't mean that don't mean a thing. Like, if pride cometh before the fall. Look at what's going on with Diddy right now. Who would have thought that this dude at like the height of heights, is now all these years later, after all the death and stuff that was surrounded by him, all the darkness that was around, and now that energy is circling back around, and like you're losing everything. Everybody's coming out around, smearing the name, the whole deal. Like, is what in the grand scheme of it, was it worth it? Because now people are like, they're not gonna want. They don't want to do no business with you. Nobody trying to touch you. Everybody dropping you left and right, and just like,
out here.
We gotta go above that, which is why I like seeing. It's a lot of new cats in the industry that's popping up. I say industry that's in the new underground, with either like, I guess you could say Christian hip hop, but then there's also just rappers that are just clean, not necessarily, they're not going off of like a certain religion type deal, but they're speaking on like, hey, like this is what's up. Like, I don't need all of that, like, because at the end of the day, it don't matter. Like, that's fleeting, it's carnal stuff. I mean, if you get candy every day, you're not going to want candy every day. Or you're going to have cavities and your teeth are going to fall out. Or you're going to get diabetes or something. You can't have it every day and expect it to be good and balanced. It's not. There's going to be something that comes from it. So, balance it, do it the right way, man. Give back, give these kids something good. The reason why I got back into like doing music, because I was tired of hearing what was on the radio, and I was like, I want to make something that my kids can actually listen to. That's gonna have something, that's gonna have a message to it, and still got some bars, still got vibe, and whatever it is, like, because it can be done, and that push
don't catch them.
And the beat gonna catch them. You can put all the other little stuff in with it, and eventually, they gonna pop them headphones on, and they gonna actually listen to, hey, what's going on in the words, or it's gonna point them in the direction of other people that are like-minded as to where like I'm a big music person. Like that's my thing. I love listening to music. I cannot function. I wake up in the morning, my Bluetooth speaker is getting turned on. We finna wake up with some music. We riding in the car. I need some music. I'm cleaning the house. I need
That's
music to function. Period. So when my kids come to me and be like, hey, check out this artist, and it's something that we all can listen to, and I'm like, hey man, dude spitting. Like when I can get my kids put me on to like rappers, and that's what keeps you in that loop. So you know what the lingo is, you know what the phrases and what they popping on, and what's the new little dance and all that, because I'm gonna be right there. I'm right there with you, old and all. I'm gonna be right there with you, whatever the new little thing is. I'm finna be lit with you. We finna be vibing with whatever it is. I'm gonna be in with it, because it's something that I always enjoyed, and that's what helped me and my brother connect. That's what I always helped with my family. So that's just my weird love language, as to where like, hey, I'll share. Let me share this song with you. So it get to see, and like I love that my kids will come and like share stuff with me. Like they'll play old school stuff that I ain't never heard. I'm like, oh wait, hold on, what? Well, you came with that?
I'll be shocked with my kids' playlist. Like, oh. Okay.
Man, yeah. and that's for me is like, okay, and that's like that's that affirmation of letting you know that okay, when you think that as a parent, because every parent goes through that phase where you're like, man, am I doing the right thing? And then you get those little things like that, and it lets you know, hey, you know what?
You're on the right track. You're doing a good job.
We doing something right and putting on. Like I had my youngest son. This is after my father passed away. He had pulled up the song that they listened to at school, and man, broke me down in the car. Like it was just one of those as to where it was a song that I needed to hear. But the lyrics and the words that were in it were just on time.
Yeah, you need to hear it.
And the fact that like my youngest one brought it to me, I was like, man, like it's just one of them little things. And there was also just another little something, like a little smile from my dad, because my dad was big into music. So, when he passed away, and I was going through the stuff in his room, I'm digging through his vinyls and see what he was like jamming to that he had that I hadn't seen. And so it's just that connection to that, and that all goes into all of the frequency, man, high, low, like it's a part of it. And if anybody out there watching, if you feeling low, it's temporary. Check out what's around you, change what you can change with yourself, change what you can change with yourself. Pray
and ask for God to remove it from you, and to
get out. And don't be upset with the answer that you get. That is the thing. A lot of times people would be like, oh man, I gotta change, or God help me with this, or whatever. And then you get that answer, and it be blatant, because that little feeling in your gut when you go to do that thing that you need to not be doing, and it hits you. That's your answer. Like, hey, sometimes you gotta release whatever that is for you to become a better person. Don't fight it. Let it go. It's for a reason. You only gonna be better without it. If not, at least try it out and see what happens. You ain't got nothing else.
You will take off. I'm telling you.
The storm is only dark when you're in it. I'm gonna play the last song, but people gotta realize that it's only temporary. It doesn't last forever. It doesn't last forever, unless you're comfortable there. And that's a lot of people's issues. They're comfortable with that numbness. People are comfortably numb. They're in that lower state, and they don't know how to get out of it, and they're afraid of removing it.
Or they just used to it, and they used to being a manipulator and know how to manipulate.
You can't grow where you're comfortable, though. You have to be uncomfortable. You got to be uncomfortable to grow. You can't grow.
That's what people are scared to do. People are scared to grow. I'm proud of my growth, because I used to be a hothead. that I done calmed it down. I'm observant a lot now. So
yeah, you're
I'm
mindful of
proud of my
yourself.
growth.
I like your energy. I don't even care. The universe told me to reach out to you. I mess with you. I don't even care. I fuck with you. I'm just saying, I like your energy.
Well,
You got
thank you.
you got
I
a
dig it. I
beautiful
dig it.
soul. You got a beautiful soul. People don't realize when you stop allowing negative in your life and you stop putting that poison in your body. Because I don't eat meat. I don't watch TV. I don't really watch movies. I barely listen to music. I watch what I intake. Honestly, I stay grounded. I don't wear my shoes. I do none of that. I none of those chemicals are in me. So when you start looking from your eye from within your soul and stop looking with these, because these lie to you. Start looking within here. You see people's energy. You see their heart. You see their spirit. You feel they're good.
You can feel it for sure.
And I'm up to you because you're a beautiful person. You're a very beautiful queen, and I'm proud of you because you did change a lot. I'm so proud of you. You're welcome.
Get them flowers. Get them flowers.
Keep growing, though. You know, the hardest thing for me to learn is to learn to accept compliments. It was so easy for me to take people's agreements that were not of me. And when a compliment came, I felt uncomfortable. Because I didn't know how to receive it. Because I didn't know how to give it to myself. And once I learned how to give it to myself, I'll give it to everybody every day because it's beautiful. You're welcome. You're beautiful.
Please don't be so insecure. It's my love here to keep you warm. You can always tell me how you feel. I'm hoping this is real love. Please, Lord, give me something I can feel, cause I don't wanna walk away and need a new drug. Well, you can heal my soul with just one touch. I've been searching the world for you. Flowers and stars that we made for you. Can I just spend my lonely days with you? Sip cocoa tea in the shade with you. My butterfly, you give me high. My Valentine, my sugar pie, fine. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. You give me all of the feels. So please don't be so insecure. Cause my love's here to keep you warm. And you can always tell me how you feel. So please don't be so insecure. Cause my love's here to keep you warm. And make sure that you know that I'm for real. You're the reason why there's a twinkle in my eye. Sounds cliche, but it's no lie. I adore you. If you should ever wonder about stability when you have down, just follow me, take the lead, I'll show you. My butterfly, you give me high. My Valentine, my sugar pie, fine. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. You give me all of the feels. So please don't be so insecure. Cause my love's here to keep you warm. And you can always tell me how you feel. So please don't be so insecure. Cause my love's here to keep you warm. And make sure that you know that I'm for real. Said I'm for real. 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 I'm baby. I'm for real. This love for real. Yeah, it's the love for real.
Giving me John Legend vibes. I can dig it.
I'm going to have to make a trip to Texas. I swear.
Hey, come on down.
I
Man,
swear.
I swear. Who said that John Legend shit?
Me?
I'll put that with Masego, and that's you, bro. Like,
Hey, I
it ain't
appreciate
just
it,
John
man.
Legend, because it's times where John Legend is like, it's times when he focus on being soulful, and then it's times when he really focus on hitting notes. Dog, you got that soul part down. You got the notes. and you just like, I can tell you get lost in the music. Like you look, it sounds like fake ugly faces when you sing.
Hey,
Like,
it be ugly faces. It be the ugly face, man. Yeah, I
It seems like you
appreciate
can
it,
go on the soundtrack of Soul Man. That's where I was at listening to both of the
man.
songs. I was on Soul Man.
Hey, I
But to
appreciate
me,
it.
it's grown without being like dated. It don't sound like
Yeah,
I could tell that Charlie Wilson was making a comeback. I could tell that Ronald Isley was making a comeback. Nah, this shit different, bro. It's
hey,
different.
man. Thank you, man. That's the goal, man. Try and bring it. Try and bring that old school feel into right now, because man, it's missing. You don't hear nobody
Yes.
that's like, or it's a handful. You gotta like dig and search to find people that
Just
are
not on the
doing it.
radio. We got
Yeah,
YouTube. We got Spotify. Because
yeah,
I know, like, if people really looking for that shit, I'll send people your way. But it's good to hear people that like naturally inclined to want to be high vibrational and want to bring something that everybody ain't doing right now.
yeah, man.
Or that's not mainstream broadcast, because like I said, I could take you to a dungeon where it ain't nothing but this shit popping. So
Oh
like
yeah,
it's out here, but it's a lot of people afraid to be themselves, tap into a part
man.
of them that they don't want to express out loud. You ain't afraid, nigga. Keep going, bro. You
Hey
kill.
man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's the plan. Keep
I
on
told
going.
him before he came on here, when we had this little start on beforehand. I told him, I said, when Twisted Radio comes on, I said, I want all your MP3s. Send me it to me, please. I'm
I
going to
got you.
play them because that's
So
what
you
I
on
like.
Apple? Oh, just
Huh?
YouTube. Where's your music at? What platform?
Everywhere.
Oh yeah, you can find it everywhere. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify.
Everywhere.
So it's King Creole. That's what I'm looking.
King
Creole.
Creole, yeah.
It's a rap, bro. You got
Hey
one.
man, hey, I appreciate it for real, man.
Look, gotta keep doing you, and you gonna get more than that. Like,
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
King Creole everywhere.
That's the push, man. I do the work, and then I let God do the rest, man. and the doors been opening for it, so I'm not mad at it, man.
No.
Keep going.
And you know what I love about your music, though? I want to tell you this, and this is coming from a nice place, I promise you, because you can ask anybody.
Right, go ahead.
For music wise, when I really listen to someone's music, I love it. So for your music, it hits on so many levels. You don't just stay in one fix, and that's all you can do. I've heard you. I had to look back, and I was like, this is still him. This is still him. Because I search your stuff to put you on different flyers, because I put your music on a couple flyers when I did it. Because he's on everywhere. You can go on Instagram and you can tag his music. You can go on TikTok and tag his music. Use it for all purposes.
It don't. Yeah, it's just whatever I feel like. It's whatever I feel like writing. If I feel like spitting some bars, I'm gonna spit some bars. If I feel like making some soul music, I'm finna do some soul music. If I feel like writing a country song, I'm doing a country. It's just like
he goes from one to another.
It's just whatever the mood and the vibe is with it, man. But yeah, man, I'm glad y'all pray. That's the new one that I dropped that the start of this month. December 1st is when that one came out. Finally linked up with found me a producer. Happy belated to him. I found well, I won't say I finally got connected with a producer that I needed to connect with, that's local with me. We being both on the same page. As soon as I heard the work that he was doing, like, we ended up chopping it up, and it was like, yeah, we can work. And then he sent me this over, and it was just instantly just like, I don't know, just the whole battling the insecurity stuff. It came around. I think I was writing this around the time. Just my wife was just kind of battling some stuff just with her about how she was feeling about herself. And you know how ladies sometimes y'all just be like, I'm not really feeling this or whatever. So it was kind of put out for that.
Time of the month.
You know, hey, that's hey, them hormones be kicking, and then you just be like, it ain't it. And then, you know, on top of that, then my mom's was having some issues back home that I kind of had to look back and like help out. She's by herself. And then my mother-in-law, she got diagnosed with breast cancer, so then she had to go back in. So it's like it was just something to like touch on, like, hey, don't be so insecure about yourself. Don't be too like down on yourself, because like I said, man, you got people that's around you. You got people that care. You got people that love you,
And that needs you.
and that need you around. And even though what you may see as a flaw, another person to see it as beauty. So don't necessarily be thinking, because you know whatever, everybody got their own taste, everybody got their own style or whatever it is, and you might think, oh, well, I don't like this extra weight on me. I don't like how this. Somebody looking at it like, yeah, I like how this look.
Okay.
Because I'm one of them.
That's the really shit. I can't say it no better than that, because
man, it's the
they
truth.
will have days when they be like, ugh. Like, I wish this shit could just fall off right now. And then they got
not even knowing that, hey, you know what? When I crawl in the bed on next to you, that's my favorite little part. Yeah, that's my favorite little part to go ahead and just grab. I don't mind that, man. Hey, don't lose that. Keep it. Or don't lose it all. I'm cool with it. I ain't mad at it at all. Just know it's all good. Or if you want to do it because that's what you truly want to do. Don't do it because you think that's what I want to see, or that's what the people that's the image that they want at work or whatever it is. Do it because that's what you want to do. Because other than that, hey,
when your thighs leave, I am too. Like, you shouldn't did that. You did too much. You went all the way there.
So your thighs leave, I'm leaving too.
Keeping it real.
That was part of the deal. What the fuck?
Hey, man.
Sub, what are you gonna put out for us right now? What are you gonna show the world real quick?
Shit. I don't know.
Because every one of his Sub's got music everywhere too, and every one of his songs he talks real stuff.
Come on with it, man.
He give me like some Wu-Tang or Method Man back in the day or something.
He don't speak like that.
She said
that's just for me.
The woo.
From being
Method Man spoke real truth though, but he
Method Man, one of my top 5 inspirations.
Yeah, man.
The Callion Stallion, Hot Nicks, Johnny Blaze, all that. That's one of my top 5 reasons for why
that dude got he the reason. He did an interview like it was a while back. Like he did an album where it was like I went a period where he wrote everything, no profanity, and he was like that helped me push my pen, because you had to find another way to state it without throwing just an expletive in there. And I was like, man, so I took that challenge on, and I was like, man, it'll definitely step up the writing game portion on there, because man, it'd be hard to be like, okay, well, I can't say that. What's another way that I can say it to like still get that same effect. Man, hey, it push it and do it. I was chilling at the gas station, catching the little word of the day on the screen. Man, but yeah, man.
Andre 3000. Like I said, I already knew how to read that too. So the first time I heard, okay, even like on the Flavor in Your Ear remix, Busta Rhymes had me. So on Woo High, he had me. But when he did Put All Your Hands on My Eyes Can See and Dangerous, I was like, oh, you got a fan for fucking life. And it still ain't changed to this day. He put out Blockbuster last month, and he banging right now.
Always.
Andre 3000. I don't care how you feel about this dude right now, whatever. To say that he ain't one of the doggest that ever did it, the most original.
Yeah, you fooling yourself.
I didn't even realize at the time when he was on the Source Awards with Snoop, with Puffy, with Suge, the infamous Welcome to Death Row shit. He said in 96 the South got something to say, and they ain't let that shit go since.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I
He's
didn't
in my
know.
playlist.
Like, that's crazy.
I want to hear
Man.
what the West got to say.
All right.
Yeah, we can do a whole podcast on some Outkast and Andre. Cause I studied that dude right there, and man, the dungeon.
That was my male
organized sound.
Like, I think that's basically where he got me when he did Watch for the Hook, because I listened to everything up until that, but when I heard that verse from Watch for the Hook and the whole Dungeon fam was on there, I was like,
oh man, yeah.
At the time he did that was literally probably the craziest thing I ever heard in my life.
I've been rocking with him since Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, and there was at one point in time,
from far wide.
that was what I cut teeth on.
I've been with him since then. 14, dope as fuck.
Show me
crazy
what you
as hell. But shit, I'll go ahead and do this one real quick. Get something out. Flow perfected, out to get dope collected. Voice of the ghetto for those with no connections or no acceptance. Trying to be so respected. Something you gotta have in the crib like smoke detectors. So perceptive. Seeing dreams and hopes rejected. All my life was the time I was most dejected. Ain't a thing in my life ever copacetic. But I can't sit on my ass. I gotta go and get it. I had 9s pointed at me. Shotguns aimed. Street thugs on the hustle trying to cost some change. Seeing business connoisseurs and entrepreneurs. To them niggas talking bullshit. Lots of manure. I think no light, no heat, no water, and no phone. Nothing, no food, no funds, no car, and no home. Seen love, seen hate, seen luck, seen fate, seen situations that seem fucked and seem great. Been with cheese and I've been flat broke. Lived the life of irony, the life of a sad joke. Got drunk, got sober, got blowed off doja, got hit, got choked, got caught and got over. I've been and got the circles of freaks and pot smokers. At time remained a stranger, at others I got closer. I remember niggas acting so foul and so wild, the niggas that act so proud they sold out. 4 decades old now. Let's go now. Land it slow down and let you know now.
Yeah. Bars. And
for
facts.
years, and everything he speaks is factual. He's not one of those go out there, and I'm not gonna try to pump him up, but that's one of my favorite people in the world. So he's not one that's gonna spit out something that he cannot back. I promise you.
Man, hey, I got a whole song about that one too.
No rap cap. Rap cap. And like I said, it's all entertainment, because this is why I'm glad that's what this show is on, because it was a time when I look at a Gucci, a Jeezy, anything like that, and I'd be like, what the fuck? This where rap going? And I'm like, as much as I would love to hear Stevie Wonder and music all day, to act like that's the only side of the trait is kind of like, it would be like turning that negative shit off and not telling your kids it's a whole jungle out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying promote that shit highly. Like, I'm not saying let's like whatever, but I'm like, nah, it gotta be some Sada Babies. It gotta be some T Grizzlies. It gotta be some 4-2 Dugs, because it's some real life dems out here. And I would rather hear them rapping about it than out here doing it. Now, it's our part as a community to make sure that these kids not only know the difference between entertainment and real life situations, we still got to push them to use their talent and their minds over what the fuck they see and what they hear.
Facts.
Facts. And I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Joya, I want you to spread a message real quick. What do you tell the youth when you mentor them?
I always ask them what's going on in their world, like how they feeling. And I always start off with, I'm not gonna judge you. What we talk about is between me and you. Mm-hmm. My one client, she was a brick wall. I finally was able to break down into it. It's like I had to bring my gutter side out to get through to her because she had a wall. So eventually we started meditating. I spent more time with her because she wanted attention. And I told her, it's certain ways you can get attention from your parents. Acting out is really not going to get the attention that you want. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to tell you where you're right and wrong. I'm going to tell you where you're right and where you're wrong at. I said, but it's a way you can do things on getting attention from your parents. For one, the way you talk to them. You're cussing all the damn time like you're grown. I said, you ain't paying bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to cut, and her mama gave me the permission. She, like, cut into her as if she was your child. As soon as she gave me that, it was on and popping. So I finally was able to break into her. Let me see. I had her meditate, hug a tree, and then she started doing that on her own because she used to run away a lot. Like when she'll get her way, she'd act out, run away. She was stealing from the store. And then when I found out, I don't jump on her. I ask her because I used to take her to school every day. So I'd be like, so what you do yesterday? How was today? Just to see if she's going to be honest with me. Eventually, she was honest with me. So I'm like, okay. Goes back to I ain't judge her, but I tell her, I hear her side of the story, and I tell her where she messed up at. From getting into fights or trying to fight her mama or her daddy or whatever the case may be. And then I had to bring up certain stories that was going on in the real world, like crimes of the D, somebody got kidnapped, or for instance, the standoff. I had to show her the standoff, let her see like what's really going on around me. And I'm trying to, you know, install something positive into you because I'm like, I see your potential. And I know that you're smart because she's smart. She love to read them thick books. You know what I'm saying? She's only, what, 15, 16? So getting a 15, 16-year-old, you know, them teenagers stuck in their own way. So like I said, she was a job. And then when I had brought her around my kids and she seen the different age brackets, she was shocked to see that I had a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old. So it's like she put her guard down with me. I started doing her hair because they didn't care about her. So I gave her the love that she wanted and showed her, like, if you be honest with me, it'll keep reciprocated back. Yeah. So, yeah. It's tough. You got to have patience for that, too. But like I said, being in the nursing field, I have patience. And I have real good listening skills. So, and then she's adopted. So that plays a big factor, too. Because I could tell her mama, I'm like, y'all got to talk about that difficult conversation, which is she's adopted. Like maybe that's part of the problem why she's acting the way she's acting out. You know what I'm saying? So her stepmom was like, you know, you her adopted mom. She's like, you're probably right. And she was like, because she said she wanted to meet her mom, but her mom didn't want to meet her. So I'm like, well, you have to tell her that so that she will know. Because steady like going around it.
We lost you. Look like you muted.
Can't hear you now. We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
No, she's not.
Oh, or either your air, some went out. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yep, we can't hear you. No, it's going in and out. I think your earbuds are dying.
Yep, they died. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
right, we got you.
I think they were dying. That's what it sounded like.
So they was trying to hide the adoption thing. So now here, Taraji, put these up for me. By them hiding that, I felt like that was a big trigger for her. So get my other one on the floor. So yeah, but she's attending school because she wasn't going to school, so she's attending school now.
That's good.
She stopped running away, but now because our case had ended, so now she's breaking into houses, taking people's snacks.
Oh Lord, what?
So I'm gonna have to pop up on her on a, hey, get it together. You know,
come on now,
or whatever. So
you need me to take you to Costco, Sam's Club, whatever. I can get you some snacks. Don't be breaking into people's houses.
It's attention, though. That's attention. Some people do
it is. It is.
Well, her mom worked 24/7.
Yeah, it's attention. That's all.
It's attention. And then at the same time, they got a lock on the kitchen door because she'll go in there and eat everything. So I don't know. That's like the Janet Jackson disease, the depression. When Janet Jackson get depressed, she'll eat up everything.
That's just a coping mechanism for what it is.
Don't do Penny like that. You stupid as fuck.
I'm a semi-comedian too. But I had to tell her,
told you she was hilarious.
I had to tell her, I said, by you stealing, and the police know her, so they know her. And I said, that's bad.
Yeah.
If the police know you, if they know what house they coming to, and they know you by your first name, that's bad.
Yeah.
So you got to change that before you get 18. I said, because when you get 18, you really can get prosecuted. I'm like, tighten up.
Yeah.
So
and she needs to know that she's going to be judged, and that's sad, but she's going to be judged by what she does as a youth into her adult life, even if she ain't about that life no more. So she's got to change it now. No one's going to trust her, and she don't want to be that person.
So do that.
You better be glad the police know her and they not doing her dirt right now, because a lot of people gonna they really trying to look out. I mean, I don't too much care for police, but at the same time, I try not to put myself in their hands. So, in this situation, it is a cry for help. And if people look at kids like they just stupid or wrong or whatever, and not seeing like that person just want attention, and they doing the first thing they could do to get somebody to look at them, pay attention to them, say something to them. I literally walked up the block and it was like drizzling outside. I was going over my cousin's house, and a boy had just got out of school. He was standing outside throwing a football up to himself and catching it. And he was like, I had a good game today, man. And I don't know whose kid this is or not, but I was like, that's fucked up. You don't know me, and he had to tell somebody that he don't know that he had a good game.
Yeah.
I was just glad that I was aware that that's what that was, and said that's good, and keep going, stay up on your game, because a lot of people be like and walk past him. He just need that so he could get through the day.
Yeah,
he got a house to go in, and somebody, he can't even tell that to them, or he told them and they don't care.
Or they didn't come see him play.
It's one or the other, but he outside
either way, it's a lack
by himself.
Yeah, it's either way. It's a lack of something.
Say good game, pat on the back, or go to one.
Yeah. I had her write in her journal too. I also had to do affirmations. Like I had a few things up, so when she get up and I take her on her door, so when she wake up to say that to herself.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I did for her.
That's beautiful.
That's real solid, man. I mean, if you, I would definitely, next time you talk to the moms or whatever it is, and just let her know what immediately popped in my head was the reason why she's doing things to mess up the trust that she has with the people that are around her is because she doesn't trust those people. And until they can give her that trust by actually having that conversation, like, hey, this is what's going on. Because she's already going to have that trust issue, just because knowing that she's adopted, you already know that somebody didn't care enough to want to keep you. Even though in another sense, they cared enough to at least get you to go out for adoption so someone else can give you another chance. But in a child's mind and a child's brain, all they see is they didn't want me.
They didn't want me. Yeah.
And that's it. And so now the person that does have you is now kind of betraying the trust that they want to have with them by not being completely open with them and not pouring it into it. And with a child like that, you got to pour a lot more into it. And I'm glad that you're there to like help out and like stand in that gap and like help with that. But I would definitely, find whatever way that you can like let the parent know, just be like, hey, like, it's like the main thing is you're gonna have to find a way to like build trust with her and like have the conversations to like get the trust. If you know that like she's going out to go and steal snacks, and like, is it like that bad that you gotta like lock up the kitchen? Like you gotta sit down. A conversation needs to be had to find what is going to help out. Maybe set up like a little crash box or something for her. Like, hey, she having a crappy day and she want to go on to eating binge with it. Here, you got like a little box that got nothing but gang of snacks in there for you. Right. Whatever it is, create some type of outlet for, so that way, one, that's going to end up building that trust with that parent. And that's going to allow her to open up a little bit more and, you know, help get like that behavior switch along with her. And even it may even be something that, like, you know, you can like gift and do to her and like hook up with like, hey, look, I got you like a little goodie bag. So next time you know, you in your feelings or whatever, and like, hey, here you go. You know, it's those little things. But I really feel that like if it ends up coming from that parent, and if they actually genuinely put into that, then they'll see the fruits of it, as to where it may be a small thing that gets better, but at least you're getting that progress.
You're working on it.
Well, I gotta wrap this up. I appreciate everybody.
All
I share
good.
my grandbabies. My grandson's gotta go to bed. It's at 10 o'clock. So, but I appreciate everybody coming on. Do you want to say anything real quick? King Creole, I know you got anything dropping real quick.
Man, you can just follow me, King Creole, on all platforms. The Real King Creole on IG. Insecure dropped at the beginning of this month, December 1st, out streaming now. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. The EP's out. Grown EP is out. So if you're looking for some grown folk business type action, I got that for you as well. And other than that, man, just stay blessed, love each other, and you know, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
No problem. Sub, do you have anything you want to say real quick?
King Creole, you dope as fuck. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, bro.
It's nice to finally meet you. I seen your post, and
my favorite person.
You dope as fuck.
I appreciate it, man, for real.
Y'all have a good night. Keep being who you are, and keep vibing to the world, because they don't need to be without. They don't need to be without your light out here.
Yeah, for sure. It's too dark. We need more light out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If anybody needs someone to talk to, I listen to. At the end of the day, you matter. Please realize we all matter. That's all we are, is matter. I mean, to be honest with you, want to get right down to the science of it. Everybody's matter.
You matter because you are.
Yes, right. So at the end of the day, I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in, and give yourself some self-love. May everybody's night be full of positive energy and high vibration. Ashe, everyone.
Ashe.
Namaste.
Ashe.